And thanks for joining us for KARE 11 News at 6. Tonight, we're helping you prepare for the Minnesota primary election. We have a little more than 3 days until the future of Minnesota leadership starts to take shape, with many big midterm races to be decided, including who will be on the ballot for the governor, U.S. Senate, House, and Attorney General elections in November. First up, a political upset in Michigan turning heads in the Midwest. Tonight, political experts say it could give us a preview of some of Minnesota's highly watched primaries. Here's Ryan Katane.
We didn't know that they were going to outspend us $11 to $1.
Money in modern day politics can mean massive momentum.
And yet we're still standing.
But this week in Michigan,
he was outspent by enormous amounts of money.
Progressive candidate Abdul Saeed won the Democratic primary for U.S. Senate, despite his more moderate opponent having a much bigger financial backing.
Michigan could well be a model for what's going to happen in Minnesota on Tuesday.
Professor Larry Jacobs founded the U of M Center for the Study of Politics and Governance. He says Minnesota's U.S. Senate primary for Democrats could mirror Michigan's in a number of ways.
We've got a progressive candidate, Lieutenant Governor Peggy Flanagan, who is being outspent enormously by current U.S. Representative Angie Craig, who's a bit more moderate. Now, under normal circumstances, you would think that Angie Craig would be able to win or at least make it competitive, but so far the polls are showing Peggy Flanagan with a significant lead.
Can we infer something broader that's going on here?
Professor David Schultz teaches political science and legal studies at Hamline University.
What we're really seeing here between the two parties are shifts that are going on, reflecting a dissatisfaction with the status quo, but producing, I would say, for the Republicans, a shift to the right, and for the Democrats, a shift to the left.
This shift, Schultz says, is leading to a generational divide among Democrats.
2016 is when we saw the baby boomers no longer the largest generational voting bloc in American elections. It had passed over to millennials and Gen Z, and that's going to continue to accelerate.
And as we inch closer to November, what happens on Tuesday could pave the path for a historic general election.
Republicans have been on a losing streak when it comes to statewide races, and we may see a break in that losing streak come the fall.
Again, primary election day, Tuesday, although you can vote early in person up until August 10th. You can find your polling place at the Secretary of State's website.